Alright, so I got a quick little video today doing some, I guess, maintenance repairs on the LJ. Something that I've been putting off for quite a while because I've been doing fun stuff like lift and tires. But ever since I bought the Jeep, one thing that has never worked correctly is the fan speed. There's 4 settings for the fan speed and only settings 3 and 4 work. I don't have settings 1 or 2. So after some diagnosing, I came to the conclusion that it is a blower resistor. So this is what controls the fan speed in a TJ or an LJ. The box says made in USA, but the part says Mexico. So which one is it, Mopar? This is a Mopar part as well. I wanted one that would actually last. I didn't want to buy it dormant or something. So as you can see, 1 does nothing, 2 does nothing, 3 kicks on, and 4 works. But I don't have the lower settings. Alright, I got the battery disconnected and the blower motor resistor is in here somewhere behind the glove box. Alright, so it took me a second to figure out what I was looking at in here, but I think the resistor is actually under here. So when you look under the dash, I think it's this guy right here. So I think this little screw needs to come out. And actually, I didn't realize my bulb was missing. No wonder I don't have a footwell on this side, so I'll throw a bulb in that, but pretty sure it's this guy right here needs to come out. There's a screw on top too. There's actually 2 screws holding this thing in there. Both 8mm. There it is. Alright, so the connector is still attached. Whoop. There we go. There's the old one. Looks the exact same. So sometimes I get asked how I know what I'm doing, or how I figured out problems, or how I knew how to do a job. And a lot of times the answer is because I've done it before. So I just kind of know what to do, or I've done a similar job on a different vehicle. But sometimes I have a problem that I haven't come across before, and the internet's not helping, or the old forum post got deleted or whatever. So in those cases, I go to this. This is a factory service manual for my YJ. This was very expensive, and as you can see, it is huge. But if you are working on a project car, or you buy a project car and it's going to be your vehicle that you're going to work on yourself, I would definitely recommend getting a factory service manual. I mean, you're never going to beat the information and the diagrams that are in these, especially the ones that are specific to your year. Here's the one I bought for my 4Runner. As you can see, it's 2 whole books. Everything you could ever want to know about a 2nd gen 4Runner, specifically a 1995 model, is in these books. I don't recommend getting a Haynes or a Chilton manual. They're filled with so much fluff, because if you go buy a brand new Wrangler manual from Haynes, it's going to have like the whole 30-year history of the Wrangler and 8 different engines and 5 different chassis, whatever they're on now. And it's just going to have a bunch of crap that doesn't apply to you. Unless you can get one, like this is a Haynes manual for a Wrangler from 1992. And it's basically brand new. I got this on eBay when I first bought my YJ. And it's okay, but it got to the point where I didn't have the information that I needed. So I stepped up to the big manual. There is, however, another better option, in my opinion. There's a company called eManual Online, and they sell every manual you could imagine for every vehicle you could imagine. So if I was to search 2005 Jeep Wrangler, you know, I get 90 results, 4 pages. They have factory service manuals, and they even have like Haynes manuals if you wanted one of those for some reason. Parts catalogs, owner's manuals, like all that stuff is on here. So eManual Online did not sponsor me or pay me or anything, but they did send me a 2005 TJ LJ manual for free and gave me a discount code if that's something you guys would want. So here's the manual they sent me. This manual from eManual Online for the LJ is 1,666 pages long. So that is a ton of information, a huge resource, and you can Control F and search exactly what you're looking for. So in the case of this repair, when the fan speed wasn't working correctly, I just Control F'd and type blower motor, and I get 225 results. So there's a lot of there's a lot of things, but it's a PDF, so you can navigate it like you would navigate any PDF on your computer. Just click next till you see the one you want. Everything regarding the blower motor is on page 8W42, it looks like. So I can go to 8W, page 42. You know, it gives you steps on how to troubleshoot fuses, relays, that sort of thing. I know all the fuses and relays are good in this Jeep. That's one of the first things I check in every purchase. So just scrolling through some of the diagrams, I can see in this one that all of the circuits that control the fan speed all run through the blower motor resistor block, which is what kind of led me to, you know, pinpoint that that was the problem. But once you go through all the steps, you just, you know, it tells you exactly how, you know, exactly where the component is located, exactly how to get it out. Yeah, diagnosis and testing for all your switches and control. It's just, everything is in here. Almost 1,700 pages of information that is specific to your vehicle. So let's get this guy plugged back in and put it back. So this was a pretty easy repair, and I'm pretty confident you could find probably a dozen really good videos on YouTube or posts online in forums about what this problem would be and how to fix it. But that starts to become a problem when you're working on a vehicle that is not very popular, or you're experiencing a problem that is not common, or you're chasing an electrical gremlin, you know, that's specific to your vehicle. So, you know, the internet, and especially YouTube these days, is a great resource, but nothing beats a factory service manual for real, genuine information and guides on how to fix something. That's all 4. Alright, so there you go. A little inside look on how I fix things, or what resources I use to fix things sometimes when I need it. And just a little maintenance project on the LJ. I do have some cool stuff for the LJ over here on my floor. I've got my anti-rock and my steering and steering stabilizer ready to go on. I just need to do it. So you guys let me know, is that something people would be interested in seeing? Like, you know, basic maintenance and repairs and navigating a repair manual or something like that for specifically Jeeps, but it's not always a Jeep that I'm working on. One of the most popular videos I ever made was replacing the oil pump on a JK, a 3.6 Pentastar in my JK. And at the time when I made that video, nobody else on YouTube had made a how-to on how to replace the oil pump in a JK on a 3.6 engine. So that video got really popular, and I didn't have a guide to follow to make that video. I used manuals, and I kind of watched a demonstration on an engine that was out on a stand, not one that was in a vehicle. So I kind of had an idea what I was doing, but I ended up having to use literature, you know, to make that video. I'm sure there's probably 100 people that have made a video about it now, but I'll leave a link to eManual Online. They also have a discount code that they sent me. It's Bacon22, I believe. I'll leave it all in the description, and it'll give you 22% off any manual that you get from those guys. Again, not sponsored. They didn't pay me anything. They just watched my videos, emailed me and said that they liked what they saw, and offered me a manual of my choice, you know, to use in a video and pass on to you guys. So I definitely have more stuff that I'm going to be using the manual, you know, or at least referencing it. Even if it's just like torque specs, fluid capacities, types of fluids, that kind of stuff, you know, it's all in there. But next videos will be fun mods, and I got stuff coming for the YJ too, so don't worry about that.